Double check. Make sure we're here. There's the last one. All right. Yes. Yes, we are here. Great. Welcome back. Chance York here with a little mindfulness, a little Monday mindfulness for you. Very glad to be here, feeling very blessed on this solstice, this holiday season. A lot of great joy and cheer, a lot of things to be thankful for. And what I'm here for is to help you clarify your intentions. What is most important to you? In our Monday yoga that we just finished prior to this, I talked a little bit about the creative energies, or the three kind of types of creation or creative energy. The first one is that of creation, to make something new, to create something in your life, an experience, a habit, a relationship, a practice, a connection, association. So this would be like creative energy. Maybe you create a piece of art. Maybe you strengthen something that already exists. Another type of creative energy is sustain, to sustain what we already have. Hey Debbie, peace and tranquility and many blessings on this winter solstice day. That is a great intention. I love it. Peace and tranquility is a very nice place to be, which we can find within, and sometimes it's a hard search. Sometimes it doesn't seem very tranquil within when we close our eyes, when we calm ourselves, when we sit still and have to feel our body in this moment without jumping to another place to entertain us. So back to the energies, we have the creative energy, we have the sustaining energy, and we have the destructive energy. Not a bad thing. Destruction doesn't necessarily have to be negative. There are lots of things, habits, routines, beliefs that we would like out of our life. There's stuff that we would like to let go of or transform, digest, however you want to put it. So with this practice, let's try to get very clear in this new cycle as the days become longer, as we make our way into a new era. What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to sustain and carry on and carry with? And what is it that you'd like to destroy outright or leave behind? Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate everyone's comments and everyone's support and feedback, and that the Y gives me this opportunity to share some perspective in an effort to help people find what they're looking for in life. And I'll tell you, the answers are within. If you can't find them, that's all right, because it takes practice looking. Our satisfaction, our fulfillment, our purpose. The answers to those big questions are not somewhere out in the world. It first must be discovered, mined from our inner world. The gems, the gold, the brightness has to be dug out of the dirt, the clay, our natural state, the mess that is our mind in its normal state. So with mindfulness, what we're doing is just being, without judgment, without distracting ourselves, jumping to a future or a past. Being present is the art of being mindful. Now, you might quiet the mind. Hey, Abre, namaste. Might quiet the mind and find a whole bunch of noise. You might look within and not be able to distinguish voices and thoughts in the past from the present, and that's okay. The practice is just seeing what's there and remaining without jumping into the regular entertaining thoughts of the past or the future, or all the busyness of all of our tasks, all of the responsibilities we have, and everything that is so firmly tied to our identity. Instead, we can look within and see the thoughts arise and subside. We can see the scatteredness and just let it go. And if that scatteredness comes right back, right after you let it go, you let it go again. If you have to repeat this process 100 times, that is exactly what was needed. Meditation is rather simple, but that doesn't make it easy. It might be one of the biggest challenges for us in our current world to actually do. Carve out time to look within, to slow everything down, to turn off the external stimuli, and just to see what's in there. So let's do this by a little bit of breath work. Vitality, life force comes from the breath, is arguably inseparable from the breath. And in yoga, they refer to the breath as pranayama, or the harnessing of life force. So let's just notice the breath as is. Is it big? Is it quiet? Is it small? Is it non-existent? Is it hard to find? What is your breath like? And let's start to change it into something that we can pay more attention to. Let's breathe in through the nose, following the breath all the way down to the bottom of the belly. And as we breathe out, have a little force behind it. Not too much force, but just a little bit of intention behind it, while also sitting up tall. Deep inhale. Let's create that inhale with sound, constricting the back of the throat like you're snoring. Big exhale with that same constriction, while remaining sitting upright so we don't slouch when our lungs deflate. Let's take a few more cycles of just breath, hearing the sound, noticing where our mind goes, what kind of self-judgments or limiting beliefs may pop up, what observations you make about your posture, about your body, about where energy flows or where it's constricted. Just breathe as though there's nothing more important than breathing. Keep breathing and notice what feelings arise. Maybe you feel challenged to sit up tall. Maybe you find more space to sit up even taller. Maybe you notice stiffness. You don't have to be seated cross-legged. You could be in a chair or with your legs out. Whatever's comfortable for you, but we just want a long spine and a deep breath. Fully present. As the breath grows, Maybe you perceive your life force growing. Maybe it feels tingly or like electricity. Maybe you feel warmer. Maybe your mind is feeling super resistant right now and says, no, we got to worry about our grocery list. Or we have to worry about conversations we had last week. But that's okay. That's the natural movement of the mind. Your practice is to notice where the mind goes and bring it back to the breath, back to the body, back to this present moment. Maybe you find your mind very busy. Maybe you feel your reaction to a busy mind is the feeling that you're not doing it right, or that you're failing, or that it's not working. That's all just thoughts, and thoughts come and go. What we're trying to connect with here is our consciousness. What's behind the thoughts? What remains when the thoughts go? This is pure consciousness, pure awareness. It's very hard at first to distinguish the difference between thought and observation. But as we continue letting the thoughts go, we realize what remains is observation, the ability to just see those thoughts come and go, the ability to observe our breath, our body, and whatever inertia or momentum keeps on trying to tug us away from the right now. This is the practice, a self-study, seeing what it is that pulls us away from the here and now, and continuously coming back to the here and now, strengthening that connection to our ability to observe. Let's take 3 more breaths before we step into this next phase. If the breath has become minimal and non-existent again, just make it abundant. Fill your whole lungs down to the bottom and to the top. To the lower left and right corners and to the lower upper right and left corners. The breath, it's enough to occupy all of our attention and to continue coming back to. Next, we're going to recognize this pivotal day, the solstice. We're going to see everything that we learned this year, and we're going to release it. Release whatever does not serve you, whatever distractions pull you away from the here and now. We're going to release it with a simple affirmation of release. So if your mind is very busy, you can repeat release, 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 release. You can whisper it under your breath. You can say it aloud, or you can just think it in your mind. If your mind feels at ease, we'll just say release once or twice in our mind. Release. Release. But if you notice any other words or narratives or stories arising, release. Let it go from your mind. If you notice tension arising in your body, your shoulders, your heart, your neck, Yes, that's right, Aubrey. 800 years since the conjunction. The planets are aligning quite literally. The planets are aligning for this moment for you to decide how you move forward. So anything that doesn't feel like you love it, if you don't absolutely love it, release it. Big breath in your mind or under your breath. Release, 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 release. I'm just going to go for another minute longer of releasing anything. Any thought comes to mind, let it go. Any tension or stiffness that's distracting you, just let it go. See where you can soften. Lastly, we're going to direct our attention to the future with our intention of what are we going to create more of. We're going to create more patience, more awareness in the present moment. Are we going to create more positive, lasting memories, more gratitude for those around us and all the situations in our life, whether we deem them as good or bad? What are we going to create more of? Next, what is it about last year that we'd like to carry on? What is it about the last cycle that we want to keep? What fulfilling memories, what hard lessons, what strength, what power, what muscles, what resilience, what flexibility that we've built and accumulated. What do we want to continue and sustain with it? And lastly, what is it we want to leave behind? Is it judgment of others or ourself? Is it dissatisfaction? Is it an urge to control everything? Is it doubt? Is it fear of uncertainty? Is it bad habits? Is it bad relationships? What would you like to leave behind? What would you like to destroy? Only to digest it. What do you want to break down so that you can find nourishment moving forward? Just take 10 more deep breaths. Getting very clear about what this ideal self looks like. How do you show up to every situation? Is it stressed and controlling? Is it impatient? Or is it more at peace? More grateful, recognizing that Whatever's stressing us out is a blessing. Because if it didn't stress us out, that means we don't care. And if we care about something, that is a blessing. But it doesn't have to stress us out. We have to understand our relationship to the world around us and get very intentional about how we want to relate to the things in our life that we love and the things in our life that upset us. Just a few more breaths. Feel in your body the way that you desire. What does that future self feel like? Feel like that right now. Our future is being created by practice. And you can only practice anything now. So every time you remember your presence, your here and now, your consciousness, your observation, your inner observer, your divine light, whenever you remember it, practice right here and now, right then and there, how you want to feel, how you want to show up. We cannot control the future other than controlling the present. So spend your intentional time in the here and now, and you won't regret it. Even if it seems challenging, even if it seems like it's not working, even if it seems like your mind's too busy to meditate, it's just practice. And it's practice you will never regret. Hands at heart center. Namaste. It means the light in me recognizes the light in you. I appreciate being here. I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. My phone died, so I can't read the comments anymore. But I'll read the comments after when I get my phone plugged back in. So leave any suggestions, any feedback, any comments. And have a great solstice. Thank you.